Astrology time, Shane here, daily-astrocat.com, and hopefully I'm going to avoid being long-winded today with the astrology for Monday. And Monday, we're actually got our moon in Pisces all day long. The astrology is telling us that, look, if we're feeling need to escape today, you're going to need to escape into creativity. Pisces moon can allow us a little more access to our intuition and help us be a little bit more empathic, okay? So, and we definitely need to be inspired towards creativity, and it just led to it at our deepest level, right? Because a focused moon is what we're experiencing today. So what that means is that moon does not have an aspect until 11:39 tonight. So we have that moon in Pisces all day long with no planets throwing any interference or muddying things, or there's not even a quincunx in there, right? It's just that last aspect that we had with the sun sextile Jupiter carrying over into today. So that's part of what we're doing, right? Because that was that last aspect. Now, I mentioned some stuff yesterday, and look, a focused moon, that's free from distractions, right? Now, take that Jupiter sextile, right? The Sun-Jupiter sextile into account. And remember yesterday I said it affected our fifth house in some way because that was the sun's natural position and natural ruler of that. Well, yeah, and for me, my fifth house is actually in Capricorn. So, it just keeps me working, right? This makes the message of the sun sextile Jupiter one of emerging abundance, but in a very complicated way, because I've got Capricorn, I've got Saturn in there, and I also have Jupiter there. It was just after the Great Conjunction, so they're in the same sign conjunct, but they are not conjunct by any stretch of the imagination. Somebody that was born a couple months earlier than me, yeah, they're more towards that great conjunction with Jupiter and Saturn being conjunct. And same with my wife, actually, but she's much later. So that would be interesting, right? Now, go back and re-listen to yesterday's long version if you're confused about what I'm talking about, and see what it means for you. Look, there's no wrong interpretation of what this means and what it can mean for you, but it would just be helpful to know what's in your fifth house and how's it kind of being lit up a little bit by the sun here. In what way is this Jupiter thing going to help you find a little bit more abundance, right? So today's keyword is inklings, like, maybe an inkling into what we're doing or some form of abundance. And the color is misty rain. The Taurus season moves ahead. Today it's going to move without us in a way and that's okay. If we're a little bit behind because we're thinking about this stuff, or we're just not really reacting to things because that moon in Pisces, that focused moon in Pisces just has us kind of lost. We're focusing on creativity. We're focused on things that are important to us on a soul level, right? Now, not every day is meant to be a hard charging grind. Unless you're me, right? Look, the sun sextile Jupiter aspect from yesterday, that definitely carries over, okay? And now, on the other hand, for some, the default mode is their default mode is work. And with the sun in Taurus, it's just as lovely as well, right? We don't have, if your work requires you to be creative or requires you to be communicative or anything like that, then yeah, we're doing it, right? And it's just lovely. It's almost like you're weaving your own dream tapestry with this moon in Pisces. We're able to take the threads and put them together. Now, what they do for you, what kind of threads they are, and what kind of tapestry it weaves, that's really up to you. But look, just think about this. Mars in Aries is the voice in your head that's driving your heel. Now, it's easy to get overly emotional today, and it's also easy to go overboard on things that aren't really good for us. Oh boy, pace yourself. Realize that many negative connotations that get ascribed to Pisces, they come from misogyny and distortions. It isn't easy if you're psychically hardwired to feel the pain of the world and the suffering of others. And you're going to feel that, and that it intensifies and abates without warning. It's almost as if traditional explanations of Pisces The Pisces traits are saying, why trust people who say they can sense this stuff when they can't always do it, right? They can't do it on demand. And the reason for that is that intuition really doesn't work like a faucet for the most part, unless you really exercise it, unless you really, really try to tap into it. Sometimes it's elusive, and it only reveals itself in the most subtle ways. Now, your job is to reclaim some of that mystery today. Does this explanation make sense? Now, how can non-Pisces folks embrace some of this energy? Well, you can do it through your senses and through perhaps some numbers, right? Maybe like the angel numbers. They'll lead us somewhere, right? Now, I love these things, these early things, because I think it's kind of fascinating. They actually have a record. So this is May 10th, right? So we have May 10th, and on this day in 3:30, okay? Angel number. Look at that, 3-3. Okay, we got the threes there. The newly built city of Constantinople, or Byzantium, was dedicated to the Emperor Constantine the Great and became the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. And our birth is Salvador Dali, born in 1904, and he died in 1989. He with the mustache, right? He's a Spanish surrealist painter, and he's born in Figueres in España. And that's all I have for you. Let's recap, shall we? Well, first of all, thank you, everybody, for checking in. We had some old friends check in, and it was really great. And the nostalgia, right? Pisces season, that's what it is. I love it. Amy, it was great to reconnect with you. I don't really get to see who listens to the podcast or anything like that. I just get the aggregate numbers. So I appreciate that, and it really, really, it gives me a lot of joy. Thank you for checking in and letting me know that you're still listening, because you're one of the first, right? One of the first ones from this most recent expansion. And look, let's recap, shall we? Look, drop me lines. Let me get to know you, all right? You, too, can be just in contact with me. Just drop comments. I always respond back in due time. Let's recap. Today's keyword is Inklings, and the color is Misty Rain. Today is a 5. Happy astrocatting.